What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Sonic Views and I watched AVP aka Alien vs Predators. Alien vs Predator with the tagline, whoever wins, we lose. I've seen this, I definitely have seen this movie. Might have been once, maybe twice. I put out my second time watch, but I remembered one thing about this movie. Just one thing. And that is that the Predator, marked himself with bit of blood from the xenomorph, aka the alien. You know, that's the only thing that I remembered from this movie. So yeah, it's been a while since apparently I've seen this movie, but because obviously I've seen this movie at least once before because it's Alien versus Predator. Of course I've seen it. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. That was great. So let's just start with the movie, shall we? When Antarctica, October 10th, 1904. Ooh, that's early. And we fly a bit over the snow, and at the end of the hill or whatever, we see it looked like village, camp, station. It's apparently a whaling station. We see a boat, on the side, in the water, and then we see the side that says also whaling station. We now see a guy run, and he runs. Just somewhere. I think it's a sliding door. He goes, slides open, goes inside, slides back, closed. And he turns around because he is with his face to the door because he's closing it. He turns around and there's a fire burning there. Okay, just probably just to warm up or cook something. I don't know. Sorry. Sorry on fire. And then we hear, the clicking from a predator. He turns around again. And between him and the camera suddenly comes a predator. But he's invisible. Obviously not to us because he's clearly visible. And the guy, he steps back, but he falls back over, and he crawls a bit, and I think from the left of him suddenly came an alien jumping out. But we're gonna leave it at that because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. And this also, immediately means if somebody dies in the first 5 minutes, is it a good movie? Usually, yeah. But is it also for this movie? Yeah. I would say yes. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Um, but when we saw that the alien coming out, I thought, oh, maybe that's where they got the skull from the alien. What we saw in Predator 2, from 1990. There was a alien skull, a xenomorph skull, hanging on the wall, in the ship. No, apparently it's not from that time because apparently it's just a rite of passage. They have a queen inside a pyramid. How under that village, 2,000 feet or something like that. So that's maybe 6,000 meters, something like that. No, wait. 6,000 or 60,000. Around that, one or the other. No, not precise, obviously, but don't. And it, for thousands of years, they come there and they hunt the predator, the aliens. Every 100 years. So the last time was 1904, and this time, in 2004, they came back. Um, if you ever go to Antarctica, and you're outside, if I were you, I wouldn't cry, especially if your eyes are open. I wouldn't cry because it's freezing, and if you cry, it probably freezes instantly. So I don't know, but I think it would be damaging to your ears. So, and that's why you usually wear. I need some coffee. I usually use, glasses. I think, protection gear. Um, so, they were on the ground. They were, now in 2004, they were with a team on the ground, with Bishop. What the fuck is he doing here, See, I don't think we had a clear date in Alien 3. I don't think we had a clear date. That was the one that Ripley died in, I think. And there was Bishop, the guy. Bishop, the guy. But he was also in this movie. But I don't know if they are related or whatever. No. 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 Maybe. No. No, probably not. Well, he was called Westfield in this movie, but it was definitely the same actor. When I looked up the cast, it said Bishop, so kind of weird, but yeah. So, yeah. They were underground, and they heard a sound. When they were in the pyramid, and the guy said, "It's probably the wind going through, the what did it say? Hall or tunnel? Tunnels. Wind through the tunnels. Which wind? Or what wind? You know, you're underground. Is there wind underground? I don't think so. I wouldn't think so, but maybe. Well, there is a giant hole that goes, with a 30-degree angle up, from underground to the surface. So maybe that is creating the wind, but still, I wouldn't think that, that with, 2,000 feet, I don't think the wind will reach, down there. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the wind, yeah, that just, trying to think of something for, oh yeah, it's probably the wind. Um, they saw the sacrificial place, and X came out, and they got hit by facehuggers, and with one of them, it let loose again. Well, we didn't see it let loose, but and then when she woke up again, immediately, maybe a few minutes later, maybe 2 minutes, for her, the chest burster came out. That was quick, because in the last Alien movies, I don't know how accurate that is. It took a couple hours before it actually came out. So I don't know why this one was faster. Jeez. Everybody died, and Lex was the only one left with a predator. But because she gave the gun back, which is apparently their trophy for their rite of passage. And she killed an alien. They kind of work together, and then the predator, he took this, maybe the skull or the skin from the alien skull, and gave it to her as a shield, which is fucking cool. And then he cut off the part of the tail, and put it, tied it to a stick, and gave it to her as a weapon, as a spear. So she had now an alien skull as shield and a tail as spear, which was fucking cool. Yeah, that was fucking cool. It was also there was also a scene where a chest burster came out, and it jumped out, and the predator, he caught it, and then maybe with his thumb he twisted its neck. So that was that very funny. And at the very end, before the credits rolled, the predator didn't survive at the end. But when it was taken back and laying on the ship, a chest burster came out, but it had a predator mouth, which was fucking cool. The predator mouth with the tongue, I hope that one is coming back in tomorrow's movie, Alien vs Predator Requiem. Very excited for that one. Uh, there's maybe a second movie coming. I don't know for sure because tomorrow I'm going to a festival to Harry again. It's the third time this year that I'm going. Last time it was August 31st with Slam again, and this time again, some nice bands. I'm going to see Raised by Owls. Very excited because I'm actually going. I'm going to that festival just because Raised by Owls is coming. Also, I'm going to see Guttural Slug, which is also very nice. I've known that band for actually um, before I started my third channel, and I just looked up. It just came by when I was just scrolling. It was recommended, and I thought, oh, why not? I listened to it, and it was kind of nice. But I never really pursued the band or something like that. But I'm also gonna see them live, which is very nice. So second movie, maybe, I don't know for sure. We'll see. But definitely on Sunday, um, two movies again. So yeah, that's it. I'm also gonna leave that. Leave likes, recommend good Alien or Predator movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Or a good crossover movie from something that we've already watched on the channel. Yeah. Yeah, but it's probably not there yet because I would have watched it already. Um, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my second channel, Underdog Eats, food, drinks every week, time, hot sauce, alcohol, or my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do, primarily music. A link down below in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.